to the IDMC call tonight. We're still having some people join, so I'm going to start off kind of slow here before we get into it. Darmesh says, what's up, Gaige? What's up, Darmesh? Good to hear from you. Hope you brought some friends to listen in on the call tonight. This is going to be a good one. Hope everything's going well for you. Looking to get reconnected here soon. So we still got some people joining in here. So I'm just going to give it just a second before we get started. But this is what we're starting now, the intro to the IDMC. Guys, the IDMC is the Iskander Digital Mining Cooperative. For those who don't know me, I am the sitting VP for the IDMC. We're going to get into what the IDMC is, what our mission is, what the goals are, and everything like that. And, for those that, may or may not be a part of our honest money ecosystem, this call is really to inform and educate you about what we're doing, what the honest money ecosystem is. And so I hope you enjoy. The honest money ecosystem is the pursuit to bring back crypto to cryptocurrency to its original mission. For the people, by the people, digital peer-to-peer currency. And what I believe is the world's last chance for honest money. Okay. The IDMC stands for Iskander Digital Mining Cooperative, right? It is a DUNA under the laws of Wyoming. And the DUNA is a decentralized, unincorporated nonprofit association. And why is that important? Well, this gives us a solid, clear legal structure to operate from. The decentralization, nobody owns it. Unincorporated means we get the benefits of a corporation, legal corporation, but the flexibility to be decentralized, which is big, which is huge. Nonprofit means as members, right? As a co-op, we're member owners, and as members, we don't take distributions of profit. Okay. And so we can generate revenue. We can do revenue generating activities, but we don't take distributions of profits. And so we'll get into how the IDMC works, all that it's committee based, vote for your wall. We'll get into all that stuff tonight. And so, the honest money ecosystem started the honest money movement. Bobby Gray started the honest money movement back in 2024. He's been advocating his whole life for this honest money. And so in 2008, he actually started his own currency called the American Open Currency Standard. And so in 2008, somebody else around the world named Satoshi Nakamoto was creating Bitcoin, releasing the Bitcoin white paper. And so Bobby Gray is an expert in alternative and parallel currencies. He spent the last couple of decades working on honest money. And so as Bobby went physical, Satoshi Nakamoto went digital, right? And if Bobby was here today, he would tell you that Satoshi won, right? The future of money is digital. Technology is changing. Money is changing. The future of money is digital, guys. And so Bobby's no stranger to cryptocurrency, but he comes from a physical gold and silver background. And so in 2012, he coined the first Bitcoin coin on a gold coin, that Bitcoin logo you see today. And in 2012, 2013, he testified in front of U.S. Congress on alternative and parallel currencies. And so he's uniquely qualified to do this mission, to be a part of this mission of honest money, right? And so in 2024, he mined the first block of TEXITcoin, right? And that was his first stamp, his first try in the cryptocurrency world. And so TEXITcoin started the honest money movement with the vision of picking up where Bitcoin left off, a digital peer-to-peer currency. And Bobby knew for this to work, he had to have transparency, honesty, accountability, all built into this. And so that's how TEXITcoin grew, from the staple points of honesty, transparency, and accountability and follow through. And so TEXITcoin, we grew to nearly 60,000 members in a couple of years and crowdfunded $150 million in financial commitments. It was absolutely amazing. And it was fun. It was fast. But the secret in all of it was bringing people together, breaking bread, having fun, having some drinks, and advocating for the success and the goal of honest money. Okay. And so most of all of you on this call probably know or heard of the Texas cease and desist order that we got hit with earlier this year. And so if you don't know that, now you do. And that stopped our mine building endeavors in Texas, right? We got the cease and desist state ordered stop in the state of Texas. And that was in the first part of February. And it didn't kill the mission. It didn't kill TEXITcoin. The project's alive and well, right? It's just more utility focused based now. And there's a lot of things getting developed, and you're going to hear about those things on Bobby's Zoom call later tonight if you join that. But we expected it to happen at some point in TEXITcoin. We knew that if to get to the top of the cryptocurrency industry, you're not going to get there without some headwinds, right? Without some pushback. And so we knew it was going to happen at some point, and it did. And from there, we grew, we learned through careful consideration and great legal counsel. We took our mind building engine, spun it off into what we call the IDMC, the cooperative, the Iskander Digital Mining Cooperative, right? And Iskander is the protector of TXC. And so what that means is the IDMC can now branch out and hunt across the earth for the most competitive electricity rates out there. We can build infrastructure anywhere and everywhere, not just in Texas. And so we welcome all to come join us, right? But before we got the cease and desist, before we got the Texas State Securities Board order in the mail, we started to see some cracks, right? We started to see some sales slow down. And so with the IDMC being a decentralized, unincorporated nonprofit association, every member is a miner, all right? And everybody has a vote. So it's not one person, not one entity in charge of this. Everybody has a say. And, we've got 7 committees set up. We've got sales and marketing, finance, legal, tech, and mining, and comp plan. And so through the works over the last few months of trying to figure out what went wrong with TEXITcoin, we figured it out. We've made some changes, and through some careful consideration, we now have some professionals in the network marketing space that were able to put together a comp plan that's going to see us through our finish line. Through the mind building engine of the IDMC, we're going to build one of the largest decentralized, privately owned crypto mines on planet Earth. That's the goal. The goal is, as we grow our mine and build a bigger and bigger mine, it's going to grow the value of our network, right? As everybody joins on, we grow our mine one person at a time. We're building a mine, but we're also building a community. And so as we grow one person, one member, the value of our network grows. It's a premise from Metcalfe's law, right? And so the IDMC is built with even more transparency, even more accountability, because it's a vote with your wallet, and even more honesty. And so everything is done on chain. We vote on chain. You vote with your wallet, right? We have committee meetings that all go before everybody can join. Everybody is able to participate. With the IDMC, participation is required. And what that looks like is participate in committees, in votes when votes are put forward, and you know, anybody willing to roll up their sleeves and get to work is welcome in the IDMC. And so we're redefining the way proof of work mining is done. As we merge mine Litecoin, Dogecoin, and TEXITcoin, we can grow our network and scale to the top of the crypto industry. And so the goal is to build a 200 million mega hash mine and eventually a 500 million mega hash mine globally. And with that, that'll put us one of the largest Litecoin Doge miners in the world. So we build a mine big enough for the crypto world that they can't ignore us, right? And that's how we scale our way to the top. So if you're willing to join us, if you're willing to roll up your sleeves and get to work, you can find us on iskandernetwork.com. If you're already a TEXITcoin miner, you can look us up on iskandernetwork.com, but you can also join through your back office. We do have Q&A tonight. So if anybody has questions, you can drop them into the Q&A. But I have some of my chairman here that's joined on here. And if anybody has any questions for them, they can answer as well. But that's all I have. That's the intro to the IDMC, guys. We do have a couple questions here. Sorry, Stephanie, I'm not sure, but if it was a part of TEXITcoin will automatically transfer the plan. So like our mission and our plan has never changed, right? We're building a mine, we're building a community. We're going to build it to we're going to scale it to the top of the crypto industry. If you're asking if TEXITcoin is automatically transfers, I'm not sure what you mean, but it's not going to automatically transfer your TEXITcoin. Just reach out to us and we can talk about that. If that'll help. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. Terry says, please explain the difference of what the Iskander coin will do for the world. Terry, I think you're asking about utility, and that is a great question. So utility for Iskander is very similar if you're familiar with TEXITcoin. I'm sure you are since you're asking that. You can think of the IDMC and the Iskander Digital Mining Cooperative as the global arm or the global branch to TEXITcoin. So the utility is going to be very similar. We can do cashless in-event payment systems. Any excess of downtown digital could run on Iskander. There's a lot of different things that we can do with it. Bobby tonight is going to, on his call, he's going to be talking about all the types of different utilities that he's done for TEXITcoin that he's working on right now. And there's some of those things that one I can think of off the top of my head called Crypto Pop he's going to talk about. And that's going to be running on the ISK chain. So you might want to tune in to Bobby's call at 7 o'clock. And that might help answer some of those questions for you as well. Coach says, can you share any promotions that might be available and deadlines? Yes. So with the IDMC right now, we're launching our coin live on Bitmart next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. And from now until then, we still have founder packages available, which are 27K packages that get you a 1-2 free bonus of 500 mega hash. Just like the Founders Club packages were available for TEXITcoin, That 500 mega hash is a $5,000 bonus every single time you hit a 1-2 free bonus. There's also a buy 3 get 2 available for the next 30 days. And so the Founders Club's available until Tuesday, until we go live. And then the buy 3 get 2 is available for the next 30 days. Thaddeus says, when are you going to make a video how to use the hub? That is in the works right now. For all of you guys that are not a part of Iskander, haven't been looking into Iskander or heard about it yet, the hub is our new app for communication. Telegram is not quite as secure as the hub, and so the hub is really what we're moving all communications to, and that's for Iskander. For TEXITcoin, everything is going to stay in Telegram. Terry says, building a mine, yes, but what will the coin be used for with the new coin? What will the coin be used for with the new coin? So I think I already answered that. We're going to be building things internationally on top of the ISK rails. Like, guys, look, the utility question we get every single day. All of us do. With TEXITcoin, with our community, we have massive amounts of teams and massive amounts of people all over the world. You know, if you guys remember looking at that graph on the chart, there was big teams out in New Zealand, big teams out in Bangladesh, big teams out in Southeast Asia and Australia, and Europe. You know, we've got massive amounts of teams all over the place. And so a lot of those people are part of the IDMC now, and Iskanders. And so we're going to have utility come out. We're going to have more and more utility for Iskander as we grow. But what's important is that we get this thing going and we get to growing as fast as possible, just like what we did, right? My belief is we're going to come back bigger, better, and stronger than TEXITcoin ever was, because now we have the right leadership, we have the right comp plan, and we have much bigger community and much more assets. We're starting this Iskander project 10x ahead of where TEXITcoin started. Right. And so what we're doing is we're leveraging our community and our connections to help us grow, but also find more and more utility for our network, right? And for the honest money ecosystem. Tim says, looks like Telegram is shutting down, which is awesome. I've been out of loop. Where did TEXITcoin folks go to stay informed? TEXITcoin is still going to be available on Telegram. But also, you know, you can send us an email in, you know, or emails come out regularly. We're still doing emails, letting everybody know when the calls are and the updates are. Bobby's Thursday night calls are all for TEXITcoin miners, right? Anybody and everybody that wants to listen to Bobby talk about honest money is on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Tuesday nights are now the Iskander call led by Mitchell, our president. Zoom user. So what about all of this? I'm not sure what that says, but what does Iskander do for all of us in TXC? Yes, that's a great question. So the Iskander, the IDMC network, is the mining engine, right? The mine building engine of our honest money ecosystem. Okay. So we cross mine TEXITcoin. So as TEXITcoin, as we grow Iskander, we're cross mining TEXITcoin, merge mining Litecoin and Dogecoin, right? TEXITcoin is the flagship chain, the flagship coin of the honest money ecosystem. But we have to build out this network so vast, so robust, so redundant that it can't get bogged down with usage. But also we need to scale it big enough that the crypto world will take us seriously. That was the original mission with TEXITcoin, to build a 100 million mega hash mine with that chain. And then we always had phase 3 and phase 4, which was you know, 3 or 4 more chains, 3 or 4 or 5 more coins, and a 500 million mega hash mine globally, cross mining and supporting each networks. And so you don't have to worry. If you're in TEXITcoin, we're not running away. We're not running and starting a new project. We're still benefiting TEXITcoin by growing this mine and growing this network larger and larger and larger. But the changes with Iskander, we get to hunt, like I said, we get to go around the earth and we get to hunt down the cheapest rates of electricity, which makes us more profitable and more profitable. I think there's probably several people on this call that probably haven't been tuned in the last few months that probably don't know some of the updates, but our network right now is running so perfectly that the TEXITcoin average daily payout is averaging about 116 to 118,000 coins a day, and it has been for like the last month and a half. We're back last year. A lot of them were only paying out, or our daily payout was bouncing between 70,000, 80,000. Sometimes it was 95,000 coins a day. We had a lot of issues that we end up getting fixed, and it resulted in the mining soft infrastructure to start running a lot smoother now. We've also figured out how to merge mine 4 different coins with the addition of ISK and Dogecoin. Our mining is more profitable now. It's actually profitable. We're back before when we were just mining TEXITcoin and Litecoin. Our mining endeavor wasn't even profitable. And so now as we go out there and we scale this mine, right, and we add more and more hash power to it, we're going to be able to bring in more and more revenue that we can now put back into marketing and promotion, liquidity. The same budget for Iskander, same budget for the IDMC is what there was with TEXITcoin, with the exception of commissions are 49%. And so, the obligations that we have with the IDMC is to pay the affiliate commissions, market and promote the coin, right? And build the mine, right? Purchase the mining hardware and install it. And so we have the same budget: 49% for affiliate commissions, 20% for marketing and promotion, 10% for liquidity, 10% for overhead. Did I do them all? Yeah, I think so. And 10% to build the mine, or 11% because the 49% of commissions. So I hope that answers your question. Charity says, will the scaling of Iskander affect TEXITcoin? I think that was a question. Or yeah, I think I just covered that. It's going to rise up, guys. Rising tide rises all ships, right? So as we scale this network, we make our voice known and our name known out there to mainstream crypto. We build this thing big enough to where we can't be ignored, and we're taking all the Litecoin and Doge blocks from them every single day. That's what's going to get us mainstream crypto adoption. That's what we're looking for. Dan says, can people outside of Texas purchase seats hash power in Texas? Dan, that's a great question. No, with the cease and desist order with TEXITcoin, there is no mining seats available. Again, we are playing nice with the authorities, with the TSSB. We are following the cease and desist. We are doing everything on that. And so TEXITcoin is not available. We've turned that off for everywhere, right? So what we are doing is building our mine through the IDMC, the marketing engine now of the honest money ecosystem. All right. Joseph says, will the money raised by ISK be used to pay for mine purchase for TXC, also reverse? No. So the money's completely separate. So we're not raising money through ISK to go spend on TXC, and all the mining that was sold with TEXITcoin was already paid, bought for, and received, right? I think we sold around 24 million mega hash with TEXITcoin, and we purchased and have 30 million mega hash on hand. And so we're not raising money with, they're two separate entities. They're two separate blockchains, but they do help each other. But all the money raised through ISK is used to promote and market ISK. So Terry says, how will the people build this coin miner as we did with TEXITcoin? What is the difference? So one of the big differences, that's a great question, Terry. One of the big differences, like I explained, was the formation of the DUNA and the IDMC under Wyoming law. Back before TEXITcoin was Bobby's, right? Bobby was kind of the central authority on the decision making and everything. The buck stops with Bobby. Now with the IDMC, This is a member-owned cooperative. So we all have a vote. We all have a say on how we grow, how we scale. The IDMC is that we have a legal structure, right? We have a DUNA under the Wyoming law, which is a decentralized, unincorporated nonprofit association. And that's a big thing, because if we go on this endeavor and if we ever get one of those nasty gram letters in the mail again, one, we won't get caught flat-footed. With TEXITcoin, when we got that, it's like you get punched in the face, right? You fall down. Well, we finally got back up. We dust ourselves off. Now we're going again, right? But it is different. It is separate. But if we ever get that letter in the mail again, this is all above board. We've retained the best legal counsel out there that money can buy, and they're the ones that have our back, that we put everything in front of before we proceed. And so through, like I said, great consideration and great legal counsel, this is the path forward that we're going with. And it's because we have a clear legal structure now that we can go present on the, we've talked about adding it to the website, to where if the regulators want to come check us out, they can click a button on the website and they can pull up all the legal info for themselves before they even do the work. We're going to do the work for them, so we don't have that issue. So that's a great question, Terry. Can you share that we have? Okay, so can you share that we have the Texit miner and now the Iskander miner? Remember that some we will have other miners too. I'm not sure what your question is there, but if you ask it again and help me out a little bit, I will answer that. Can the TEXITcoin people in Texas join the hub now? The hub isn't really for TEXITcoin communication at all. It's really more for our IDMC members that are part of our committee meetings, and for most of our IDMC communication. So there's really no use as TEXITcoin miner being in the hub. All of our TEXITcoin communication is still through Telegram and emails, just like it always was. Zoom user feels like we are TEXITcoin being left behind unless we spend some more to join this new deal. No, you're not required to join Iskander whatsoever. And as TEXITcoin, you're not being left behind. Like I said, you're going to find out tonight if you join Bobby's call. He's going to go through all the stuff that he's been working on. And guys, it's been a lot. But he's going to go through all the different things he's been working on for utility to promote TEXITcoin. So that's why with the formation of this IDMC, a lot of the guys that you see the names up here with me, Tim Blake, Mitchell, Steve Walsh, Thomas Dubois, like we are the guys that are sitting on the head of the IDMC, really driving this thing forward. And that way Bobby doesn't have to spend his time doing it. He can still focus on TEXITcoin, just like he's always promised, right? And so I suggest, or I would tell you that if you join on his call at 7 p.m. tonight, you're going to learn a lot, and you're gonna like what you hear. So Steve says, "Hey Gaige, if one was in Texas, is there a specific path to join Iskander through the website or through something else? Also, if someone has TXC, can you buy into IDMC?" Okay, so yeah, so Steve, yeah, that's a great question. If you're already a part of Texit, like I said, go into your back office. Click the link to the Iskander. That'll take you. That'll be the easiest way for you to sign up, and you can pay with TXC. Or you can go through the website of iskandernetwork.com as well. So just if you're part of Texit, it's easier to just log in, go through your back office. But yes, you can pay with TXC as well to join ISK or to join the IDMC, which is great. Corey says, if you are part of the IDMC, the videos in the hub will help you and inform you how to do your web wallets and how to use the hub. You can actually, if you're in the hub, you can actually go in there and have videos to learn how to use it. Angie says, what is the layer going to include? You're going to have to ask it again. I'm not sure what you mean by layer. Greg says, Renee, Greg here in Ohio. Where can we join again? Did you say the back office? Yeah. So if you're a TEXITcoin miner, you're going to want to go through your back office. That's the easiest path for you. And yes, your TEXITcoin account, hash power, all that is separate from Iskander. But yes, you go through your back office and that'll be the easiest way for you to join Iskander. Anonymous attendee. I'm not, so you're gonna have to ask your question. Anonymous attendee, you're gonna have to ask your question again. You meant to transfer, but was spending TXC mining, and now you can't get into ISK. If you reach out to, if you go through your back office and go through a support ticket, that we can probably help you out, but try to add some more info in there so we can understand what you're trying to do. But use the support ticket for any troubles that you're having with the tech side. So Zoom user, will TXC downlines, mines, or coins be transferable to any ISK projects? That's a great question. So if you're in ISK, your TEXITcoin stuff is all separate, right? But anybody in your downlines, what we've done is we preserve the genealogy for the next 30 days. So anybody that wants to join Iskander from TEXITcoin, you can, and you can keep your spot in the tree. And that's a very big deal because after that 30 days, whoever signs up is going to go at the bottom, and they're going to fit in wherever they fit in when they sign up. But for the next 30 days, you and anybody on your teams, your downlines, if you sign up with Iskander, we are preserving the genealogy for the next 30 days. Anybody that bought one seat in ISK and Iskander and stretch to 3, if you pay your stretch off, you also get the additional 2 seats, the extra 200 mega hash. That's part of the 3+2 promo right now. And so just send in a support ticket on that, and we can do that for you as well. Terry asked, how many coins are we mining per Iskander? The last time we checked, it was around 7 to 8 coins per seat per day. But again, it'll all work just like TEXITcoin. As we grow, as we scale, that daily payout will get smaller and smaller. Suzanne says, is there a plan to remove the 2 Iskander channels from Telegram so that we don't get triple the info? Yes. Telegram for Iskander is going away, and we're moving it all to the hub. Roland says, when the global situation improves, will ISK go back to offshore again? No. The answer is no. And so Roland's asking that because, again, originally for the IDMC and Iskander, we were planning on launching this out of Dubai. And then things happened to where we weren't able to do that. And so the IDMC is a registered DUNA under Wyoming law. And so it's actually out of Wyoming. But again, we're going to build our infrastructure anywhere and everywhere that we can find competitively priced rates of power. And we can install more and more hash power. But great question, Roland. Chris says, is it likely that ISK and TXC will be priced similarly, given that mostly the same? I'm not sure what you mean by mostly the same, but we'll find out what ISK launches at on Tuesday. I have no idea how to price a crypto project, so we'll find out on Tuesday. Can you give the overview of rewards for sharing this opportunity? Basic 20% for TXC, potential 25K for ISK, correct? Charity, I'm not sure what you're talking about. When you're talking about overview, rewards, basic 20% for TXC, potential of 25K for Iskander, correct. Okay, if you're talking about the comp plan, it's going to be very similar to TEXITcoin, right? We went over this comp plan a couple of times on some calls. 3 and 3, right? 3 left, 3 right. You get your $1,000. There are requirements for you to actually earn and be a part of the comp plan, and there's going to be requirements to advance through the comp plan. But the same premise there of what we had before to make it super easy for somebody to earn their $1,000 while they're helping us grow. is very easy. 3 left, 3 right, $1,000. Very similar, but it does scale. It scales up to 25K for the people that are really out there to commit and put the work in. We do have a picture and a graph I can send you of the comp plan. I don't have it with me right now, but I'm sure I can find it and get it to you. But it's also available on the hub, and those Zooms are recorded of Thomas, the head of the comp plan committee, going over that comp plan. So you can always go back and watch one of those too. Jason says, if when the legal issues are resolved with TXC, will attention turn back to building the mines in Texas once again to get 100 million mega? Secondly, is the plan still get to 1 million seats filled? So that's an interesting question, Jason. Through what we're doing now with the IDMC, right now we're not selling TEXITcoin at all. Through the legal things, once we get that settled, we will see what we're going to do. But I think as of now, the plan is kind of to not sell TEXITcoin, to build out Iskander to 100 million mega hash mine. And then maybe our next chain, we do another 100 million, and our next one, we do another 100 million mega hash, and to scale up to 500 million mega hash. And the people that took the chance and got into TEXITcoin early are going to get rewarded the most, because we may not go back and sell TEXITcoin seats at all. We may, time will tell, but that decision hasn't really been made. And we'll have to see what comes in the future. So answers to that will likely come in the future after we get through the TSSB stuff. Zoom users. So this is, yeah. Dr. Steve says, lastly, what is the value utility now of the mines and hash power that Texas miners own? The utility is all still there. Your value of your miners and everything with TEXITcoin isn't going anywhere. The price of the coin is down on the market right now, and it's just because of us getting through this. Are we a security? Are we not a security? Legal battle. The good news is, through all of this is, we have a great case. We are very hopeful, and we're very confident that we're going to come out victorious through all of this because of, one, we've retained great legal counsel. Two, that the SEC has dropped new stuff just this year, and there's more and more clarity coming out about this stuff every day. The things are always changing, but the crypto world is getting better and better as time goes along, with more clarity. And so the more stuff that comes out tends to look a lot better for us. But we'll just have to see how things go. But we're very hopeful that this is going to come into our favor. And, guys, this is a temporary thing. We just have to see it through. The worst case scenario, I believe, with the TSSB, if we lose, is that we can't sell mining seats in Texas. That's the worst case scenario. So that's with TEXITcoin. It's not like the project's going away. It's not like anything's going anywhere. We've shifted our focus to focus mainly on utility right now with TEXITcoin anyway, with that part of the team and everything that's on that. And so, through the fruits of our labors right now, you'll see towards the later part of this year, on the price of TEXITcoin, if it goes back up, when it's going back up, you'll see that, we made the right decisions now. And so just stay hopeful, stay patient. And I think things are going to get very exciting towards the end of the year. Chris says, for those that bought founder positions in ISK, they were told that the 293, we don't have a 293, but with 3 founder seats, or those 2 extra seats still owned by the founders, I think you're getting some things confused, messed up there. But I'll reach out to you and I'll clarify. Tim says, weekly IDMC opportunity marketing meetings, ? Yeah, we're going to try to do these weekly. We're going to have different people with the boards. We're going to rotate through. So yes, we can get different ideas. Thaddeus says, when will the IDMC promo video be available? It's in the works now. It's going to be available very soon. Chris says, is there a place to bring physical cold storage coins for ISK? Yes, they're coming. They're not available yet, but in a few short weeks, they will be. Is there a layer 2? If so, what will it include? Angie, there will be layer 2s. Tune into Bobby's call at 7, and you'll find out about a lot of these things. Rob says, what is the address to set up the ISK wallet? It's wallet.iskandercoin.com. And you can take that and you copy and paste in your back office. There's also a video out there on streamedtxc.com as well. You can go watch a video on how to do that. Jeff says, what is the minimum amount to join Iskander? $9.95, just like it was with TEXITcoin. Alba22, what are the ISK rewards going to be backdated to when we... I'm not sure. You need to send in a support ticket to help figure that out. If you're a part of ISK, which I think this question means you are, if you have something that looks off from what you should have, just send in a support ticket and we'll get to it and get it fixed. Thanks, Thomas. Zoom says Texas commission payments paid out on affiliate platform is totally separate and different than IDMC. Yes. IDMC is separate. Yes. So to clarify your question, Zoom user, TEXITcoin and IDMC are two separate things. But for 30 days, if you are a TEXITcoin miner, you can come in to ISK and keep your positions and everything like that on the tree before it's wiped clean. Jim says, so does Bobby's plan to return via miners and TXC? Is Bobby's not planning on returning anytime soon. Probably gonna there's a chance he may come to the August hearing date, and I have a bet with him right now. And if I win, where he's gonna show up there in person live, and it's gonna be a lot of fun in Austin. So we're excited. I'm hopeful I can win that bet and we get him back here. Erica says, is this recording going to be shared? Absolutely. Terry says, however, TEXITcoin is still mining coins. Yes, Terry, TEXITcoin is still mining coins. And you will notice over the last 30 to 60 days, your payouts have went up because we've figured out a lot of issues with our mining operation. And so it's actually been a very productive last few months without selling hash power, without selling seats. We've been very productive. Getting things done, working on fixing some mistakes. I mean, that's the thing, guys. Last year with TEXITcoin, we grew extremely, extremely fast. Some things got put on the back burner, and then with the slowdown, we were able to go back to those things and work on them. And then especially with the utility stuff, is coming along amazingly. And it's going to be super exciting over the next few months to see everything you're doing with TEXITcoin. Don't lose hope with TEXITcoin. It's still there. It's still coming along. Just stay plugged in, stay tuned in, and follow along Bobby's updates on Thursday nights. And if you want to enjoy a comp plan, if you want to come help us grow and help us build, then join the IDMC. That's where you're going to enjoy getting back and doing what we were doing with TEXITcoin, just in a little bit different structure, with some also safeguards and different things to the comp plan so it doesn't break down. Where do we see committee information? Are the calls for each committee able to watch on replay? Yes, in the hub. They're all recorded. They're all posted. And so you can always go back and watch those. Thaddeus, going by your comments, what's going to happen to YXC? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Jason says, is the ISK projected to get to the top 100, top 10 before TXC? Now with legal issues with the value of ISK impact TXC, vice versa. Jason, we plan on every single thing that we have a part of the honest money ecosystem being in the top 100 regardless. So Iskander, the next chain, everything a part of the honest money ecosystem, We're planning on getting to the top 100 for sure. And that's all the questions, guys. If there's anything else, reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed the call tonight, and stay tuned. Like I said, at 7 p.m., 45 minutes from now, Bobby's going to be going live, bringing us a Thursday night update on TEXITcoin and what he's been doing with that. So join on there. Everybody should have been emailed. It's out there in Telegram. Go find that link and join us there. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.